Okay, so I had a lot of people complain that they were very confused. So let's do a rectangle. That's what we're starting with. And I'm going to do it with the mirror, the compass, and then I'll do it with patty paper. Okay? So the first thing we always do is we start with a what? A straight line. So if I make a straight line, now what do I know about rectangles? You've got two parallel sides. What else? What do the consecutive sides, or the sides next to each other, make? What degrees? If I was to draw a side right here, I should get how many degrees right here? You guys remember this? Rectangles have what kind of sides? Or do they have parallel sides? If I'm talking about consecutive sides, sides next to each other, like this is a rectangle, guys. The mirror itself is a rectangle. What's this angle right here? There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so if we went 90 degrees, I'm going to take my mirror. Remember, I want to draw on that beveled side. I'm going to make this come out a little bit. I'm going to put it right here on my line, and when I look through, I want to make sure this line right here is reflected on the other side, right on top of it. And then I'm going to draw a line. That's 90 degrees. So far, so good? I'm going to turn my paper, and I'm going to do the same thing with this line. I'm going to look through there, make sure it goes right on top. I'm going to draw my line, and now I've made another 90 degrees. So if these two lines are both perpendicular to this, I'm going to call this line A and B, this is line C. If A and B are both perpendicular to line C, they have to be parallel to each other. Now I'm going to put my mirror right here at the end. I'm going to make sure they go right on top. B and A go right on top of each other. And I'm going to make another line straight up and down. So now I know these are perpendicular, and I've created a rectangle. Okay, so I made a perpendicular line, and then I made a perpendicular line of that perpendicular line, and then I drew one more perpendicular line. Got a rectangle. Okay, so this is with a mirror. Okay, let's move on with a compass. So I'm doing a compass now. What do I always start with? A straight line, right? Okay, so I start with a straight line. So I'm going to take my compass, and I want to make a perpendicular line, which means I need my compass to be more than halfway, but not the whole length of my segment. And then I'm going to make an arc. Am I going too fast? Okay, let me know if I am. Then I'm going to take it and flip it over, and I'm going to make another arc. Okay. See that little football funky shape that's straight up and down? I am now going to make a line that goes in between these two intersection points. So I line up my straight edge. Okay, I have now created a perpendicular, two perpendicular lines. Now I'm going to take the whole thing, now that I have this, and I'm going to turn it sideways. And now between this point of intersection of the two perpendicular lines and the end point of my segment, I'm going to make another one of those football archy things. So I'm going to make sure this goes more than halfway. Do we agree that's more than halfway? Okay. I'm going to make a nice big arc. I'm going to put the pointed end onto the other side. I'm going to make a nice big arc. And I'm going to draw a line between those two intersecting arcs. That's 90 degrees. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it sideways. I'm going to extend my little line down here. I don't think was really big enough, so I'm just going to make sure I extend that. Hopefully yours is longer than mine and you didn't have to do that. Now, I am going to make a perpendicular line between these two endpoints. So it needs to be longer than halfway. So I'm going to extend my compass so it is. Nice big arc. Don't change the length of my compass, but move it to the other endpoint. Nice big arc. Gonna draw a line between those two. And right here in the center, I'm gonna color it in blue. This is my rectangle. Okay. All right. Now, I need a piece of paper. What do I always start with? Straight line. So I have my piece of patty paper. I'm going to draw a straight line. So far, so good? I'm going to take my piece of patty paper and I'm going to fold it in half. They must go right on top of each other, because now I have a perpendicular line. You can open it, Dorothy. Okay. I am going to trace that line. Okay. Now I'm going to pick a side. Doesn't matter which side you pick on. This one's longer, so I'm going to pick this one. And I'm going to fold this side in half. I'm going to draw a line on this crease. I'm just going to do to the left. See where I'm going? This is going to become my rectangle right here. See these two end points right here? I need them to go just a little bit on top of each other. I'm not going to fold it all the way in half. Just a little bit on top of each other. There I have it right in the middle. That's my rectangle. So I'm going to look like on your, if you choose to do, because you're going to be able to choose. If you do patty paper and you make a rectangle, I'm going to look for these folds to see that you did it. All right. I've done all of them for a rectangle. So if you didn't follow along exactly, now you got to do them. And you want to do it for a square and a rhombus as well. Okay, and then do the rest of your review packet. Remember, it is due on Monday at the beginning of the hour.